this you mean the play-in tournament, then heck yeah, it's win or go home tonight. And in the East, you have LaMelo Ball, who is in action, and the Hornets, they're looking to sting Paolo Banchero and the Magic. Remember, the winner of this game, they're going to be the 8th seed, and they're going to face the Pistons. And over in the West, Steph Curry and the Warriors taking on Devin Booker and the Suns. The winner will have the luxury, will have the privilege of facing the Thunder.
Itty bitty.
And you see the Warriors moments ago, they held this optional shoot-around. Al Horford, he was the hero in that fourth quarter, hitting a lot of threes. Of course, Draymond showed up on the defensive end. He was huge as well. So let's get set for this one as we say hello to Anthony Slater, who covers the Warriors for us, and he is in sunny Phoenix. So, Slater, what's the mindset here for Golden State as they head into this matchup that they absolutely need to win?
Yeah, Malika, you were there the other night. There was a celebratory atmosphere post-game, but it was also an achy atmosphere post-game. I mean, this is an older team. The Clippers have a really nice, visiting locker room village, and the Warriors were using it. And I mean, Steph Curry's recovery circuit probably took about 90 minutes, 36 minutes, which is a few more than he was supposed to play, right? That's only the 4th time this year he's reached that much. They did not practice yesterday. They flew. You mentioned the optional shoot-around. I did not see Steph at it today. It seems like he's kind of prioritizing the rest. But they know the stakes tonight. They also know who they're going against. Dillon Brooks, a long-time Steph Curry nemesis. If you remember last playoffs against the Rockets, Steph Curry had a thumb issue and Dillon Brooks was, hitting it after shots. It was something the Warriors were pretty upset about. So they know Brooks is going to come in and play really physical with Steph tonight. It's a short turnaround, but, Steph Curry with these stakes, even with the bulky knee, I mean, we've seen what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, Dillon Brooks is somewhere hearing, achy Golden State Warriors and doing that stare down that he does before every single game. You mentioned the achiness. Kristaps Porzingis, he had 20 points, was huge on Wednesday against the Clippers, but he's questionable here with ankle soreness. Is this a true questionable? How likely is it that we see him out there?
Yeah, again, Porzingis it's always tough because he's been ruled out of games that you expect him to play. But everything as of this hour, I'm hearing from the Warriors is an expectation. Kristaps Porzingis, despite the ankle soreness, will play. He was limping the other night. He had it taped up post game. And Draymond Green, had his own issues, but he's been cleared to play. But yeah, I do expect Porzingis out there. And if Steph Curry does miss 12 minutes of the 48, Porzingis needs to be that second scorer.
Yeah, Porzingis was so big for them, and having as close to healthy of a roster as they can, they're going to need that against Phoenix. Slater, we appreciate it. Enjoy tonight's game. Steph Curry, he is quickly becoming the king of the play-in. He's gone for at least 35 points in 4 of his 5 career play-in games. That's, of course, in large part thanks to the two-man game between Steph and Draymond, which my girl Shanae, she saw that coming. Clippers, she tried to warn you before the last game. Previously on NBA Today.
Steph Curry and Draymond Green work extremely well together offensively. This is how you get a shooter some looks. Slam screens here creates a wide open window. This is the last thing you want to see if you're an opposing coach. Steph with that much room, it's just a layup for him. They generate the most points per direct handoff. This is the best two-man action.
Again, this was before they played the Clippers, so teams know it's coming, Janae. You tried to tell them, so Phoenix, pay attention here. It's them that has the task of stopping that. What is Phoenix facing?
Let's turn the page because the Golden State Warriors had the advantage versus the Clippers bigs, but versus the Phoenix Suns, it's a completely different story because the Suns defensively can play small ball. These are the actions that created Steph Curry's 35-point night. The drop coverage by the bigs for the Clippers, that's barbecue chicken for Steph. Instead, for the Suns, they have people that can switch. Their small defensive lineup with Brooks, Iguodala, if you think about it, Dunn, number of players, O'Neal, that can get up around the three-point line and close the gap. Now, this is the crazy slam screen. How does he pass it behind his back like that? They just know each other better than anybody else. Here, he's going to attack the open side. When you have your high foot up there, Steph is just going to make sure it rains from 3. But the Suns actually have better defenders for that small ball action. Now, you guys know I love stats. I love numbers, but sometimes they just blow your mind. We know Steph does damage with his feet. He runs more than any player to get his threes, but Steph Curry also has the shortest average gather and duration, which is catch and shoot on three-point attempts this season at 0.63 seconds per Genius IQ. So he combines the movement and speed with super fast form. Good luck guarding that, Dillon Brooks. I know you're going to use all your tactics up your sleeve.
Absolutely, he is going to, as the Warriors try to become just the second 10 seed to make the playoffs through the play-in. So if that is going to be what Phoenix needs to slow down, the key to this game tonight is going to come down to what, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Dillon Brooks is going to be a main character.
Always.
And he loves
Always.
that. And by the way, this ain't new. He has knocked out the Warriors in this last playing game before, 2021, when he was with the Grizzlies. And he's got, Slater mentioned, he's got some history. Last year with the Rockets going after the thumb, you'll recall the 2022 series with Memphis when that's a cheap shot on a chase down. The Warriors did not take kindly to that.
I like that.
Him and Draymond have had their share of beef over the years as defensively dominant, big personalities. But Dylan Brooks, he talked yesterday after practice about how much he looks forward to the challenge of Steph and Draymond and Steve Kerr. This is a dude that pokes bears, and there's a couple of bears in the building tonight.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it's the others of Golden State. We've seen from Al Horford and Santos, even Porzingis, if they continue to play like that, we could see a Miami run in the West, coming from playing games in 18 and possibly beating or winning some games in OKC. I won't say beating OKC,
you think
but they can
get
win
a couple
some
of
games
on OKC.
But nobody expected, you don't game plan or have on a scouting report for Al Horford to have 12 points in the fourth, 4 threes. Porzingis, Santos making plays, and defensively they were great. Draymond spectacular, but those guys were involved in every defensive action. They blitzed Kawhi, they showed crowds. Kawhi did not feel comfortable enough. Draymond did great on Kawhi, but those guys were very heavily involved in every defensive situation.
And this is why, as Steve Kerr said, Steph Curry came back to play meaningful basketball. Al Horford said he didn't envision it necessarily being in the play-in, but this is their path to the postseason. We're going to get to see that.
Magic from her. Speaking of, the Hornets and Magic face off tonight to decide who will face the Pistons in round one. Orlando's looking to make the playoffs for the third straight season. Meanwhile, Charlotte hasn't been in the playoffs since 2015-2016 season. That's the longest active drought in the NBA. The public is buying the buzz. Over 66% of bets are on the Hornets -3.5. Now the highest percentage of bets on any NBA team tonight. Perfect timing, Joe Fortenbaugh, betting analyst, still hanging out with us. So the public is backing the Hornets tonight, Joe. How are you playing them?
I'm right there with them. I'll lay the 3.5 with Charlotte. A lot of this is a bet against Orlando, who looks like a fractured locker room. Game 82 with plenty to play for. They laid an egg against Boston's C squad, which put them on the road in the play-in against Philly, where they came up empty again. I think these guys are ready for the offseason. Meanwhile, Charlotte's been outstanding. 3-1 against Orlando this season with a plus 45 point differential since January 22nd. 29 wins, second most in the NBA. And on top of that, they have the number 2 net rating in that stretch. Player prop for you. Let's bet on a bounce back from Con Knipple. Over 2.5 made 3-pointers. Price is cheap because Knipple was awful in that game earlier this week against Miami. He was 0 for 6 from 3-point range, and he was 2 of 12 from the field overall. Rookie jitters. Let's chalk it up. I think that actually works in our favor here. Let's bet on him to bounce back and have a big night tonight.
Yeah, beginner's luck. It could be from Knipple. But if you put Joe's picks together, by the way, you get a plus 180 parlay. Joe Fortenbaugh getting back to the party there in Las Vegas. Thank you.